Hey YouTube, this is Rusty Amusement Park Fan 62. Here's my review of Scream 6. Now, first of all, I like the fact it took place in New York. So somewhere out of its normal elements. Now, it has what do they call themselves? The Fatal Four or something like that. It does have both Tara and Sam Carpenter, the sisters from Scream 5. Now, of course, it had people like Gail Weathers and Mindy and what was his name? The other guy. Now, um, now, as soon as you got into the movie, um, I like the fact where they started this build up for it, where it showed this attractive woman sitting at a bar at a restaurant somewhere, um, waiting for her date to show up. So he was talking to her. She's like, and she got into this alleyway, and basically, Ghostface came and cut her. Now, that particular kill was kind of bloody. Now, I did like that in a way because it was sort of a cool kill, I think, because it's not one of those you would typically expect. The next one was with Jason Carvey. I hope I said his name right. Um, with talking to what he thought was his friend at the time, and so they were playing. So they were playing the game of hot and cold. So he opened the fridge up, saw his, I guess, friend at the time basically butchered in it, and basically Ghostface killed him right there. So now, this is the part, and then you start getting into Sam and Tara as far as how they're going to start getting into the whole Ghostface scenario. So it showed Tara heading toward a college party, um, and she wanted to go up with this guy. Apparently, he had a nickname, which was a not so good nickname at the time, called like Dape Rape something. Um, so that was kind of a neat scenario. Um, and well, I shouldn't say neat in that equation, but I like how, and then you get her sister Samantha that came to the party to get Tara. Um, and then one of the funny scenes in it was how uh, Samantha basically tased this guy in the dick. So then you start getting into the love interest as well with the guy across the way. And so the part I found funny about that is how he played some of the key roles in this equation. And then of course you started getting into the whole. Um, then of course you started having a lot of these key roles as well in the movie. So, for example, Quinn Bailey, um, who played the sex addict in the movie, I guess you could say. and then their friend too. And so you start to notice with some of these characters how they start changing throughout the movie. Now, the one of the scenes I did enjoy was the convenience store scene, like you saw in the trailers, with Ghostface holding the shotgun. So I thought that was kind of a neat thing, and how you know Ghostface with a shotgun, something you normally don't see. Now, the other thing I liked in this movie was the masks that they were using because for some of it, they were using the original white screen masks. But then a few of them, they started using like these masks where it looks like they've been out a while and stuff like that. So I thought that was kind of a neat ordeal. So in this equation as well, you also get uh, Tara, or not Tara, I'm sorry, Samantha seeing a therapist over basically what happened with Scream 5. And so that did not last long. Now, the kill of the therapist was kind of a neat ordeal because it's one that you normally don't really think about. And that was him getting stabbed through the nose. So that was kind of a interesting one as well. So in this as well, you also get Kirby Reed, uh, who was a victim of Ghostface from, I believe, Scream 5, played by Hayden Panettiere. She played this role really well because she played like the no nonsense cop in this who wants answers. And I like the fact how they had her as like the FBI and stuff like that. Now, the part where I thought it did turn down a bit was some of the kills that they did with certain people. Um, and I'm not entirely sure why they targeted them in the first place, but for some reason they did. Now, the other thing that I like that they did was two things. One, they had like what looked like a sanctuary for Ghostface in an old abandoned movie theater. I believe it was in Manhattan. I'm not sure. But I like that fact, and then I like the fact too, where it was sort of like a one way in, one way out street. And so I thought that was kind of a neat ordeal because it was, you know, so it's not like most theaters where you can go in one door and stuff like that. So that was kind of a neat ordeal. And then I also liked the fact that they had stuff from each of the stab movies in it. So they had like a TV, they had certain knives and stuff like that. So I thought that was kind of a neat thing. Which now leads me to when basically the Fatal Four or whatever they want to call themselves with Kirby and the cop, which the cop will play a key role in this in a way. Uh, Wayne Bailey, which um, because when they discover that sanctuary and how the Wayne, I think, started to figure out that certain people may be onto him, like Kirby. but it was one of those things that they played it well enough. Now, you also had, for a couple of small scenes in the movie, Billy Loomis, the father of Samantha and I believe Tara. So I like the scenes where Samantha was looking into the glass of these mannequins that had the Scream wardrobes on them, and so she could physically see her father talking to her in the glass. So I thought that was kind of a neat ordeal. Now, the ending. Now, I did like the fact that the cop was part of this whole mastermind thing. Now, the part where I did think it was sort of stupid but sort of brilliant at the same time was having Quinn, who died earlier in the movie, from falling off a ladder probably 20, 30 feet up in the air. And I I don't know. It's because like that and then her brother, um, I forgot his name, but I I did find that as a surprise. I will say that much. But it's one of those things too where it keeps you guessing. Now, the one of the kills that I really liked was from Tara, who I think started to show more of the sinister kill genetics from Samantha was when she basically stabbed a guy through his throat really hard and it was kind of like pushing on it. So, and then um and then Samantha shooting Quinn, which leads us to the cop. And it's one of those things where it's like basically it's 2 on 1. So he showed so it showed like both of his kids getting killed from Samantha and Tara. And also I forgot to mention as well, they did show the subway scene, which I really enjoyed because I also like the fact where because you had a different combination of Universal monsters coming together in one subway. So it showed plenty of like Ghostface. It also showed a couple of Michael Myers. Showed one, maybe two It's, um, and some others. But so I thought that was very cool. Now, for the father, yeah, it was stupid, but I thought it was really enjoyable. I do highly suggest you check it out and let me know what you think. Or if you have checked it out, what do you think about it?